Amalfi Coast has always been a popular destination, and in the last few years, the rise of social media, mass tourism, and even a couple of Netflix shows have turned this little corner of paradise and its breathtaking views into one of the most sought-after backdrops for Instagrammers and holidaymakers. But as the crowds grow, so do the prices. Is it still possible to visit the Amalfi Coast and Sorrento on a budget? Are they still worth visiting, or they've been too spoiled by their own popularity? Let's find out. You excited?
Yeah.
I'm super excited because we're about to visit Sorrento. It's our first day in the Amalfi Coast, and the Amalfi Coast is considered the crown jewel of Italian beauty and tourism. We're gonna try and visit on public transport. We're staying in Torre Annunziata, but the Amalfi Coast from Torre Annunziata, it's about 1 hour away in transport. It's summer, so it's peak season. Public transport is very busy, so we're gonna see how that's like. Another important point is Torre Annunziata accommodation is cheaper. It's not as expensive as in Pompeii, not as expensive as in the Amalfi Coast. We either made something very smart and saved a lot of money and we would be able to visit everything, or we put ourselves in a situation where we're too far and it's gonna be a flop. Let's see how it goes today. We have half day to see at least just Sorrento. Ready for the mission?
Yeah.
Let's do this! First impressions of Sorrento coming out of the station. Very touristy place, a lot of tourists. Sorrento is famous for two things on top of the beautiful views and the beautiful things to see. The lemons, they're so good that they make souvenirs out of it. Like, it's a landmark of Sorrento, how good their lemons are, and the gnocchi alla sorrentina. So we're on a mission to find the best gnocchi and the best lemon gelato we can.
Intense lemon kombucha. It has a bit of kombucha.
So it's like fermented.
Slightly. I don't know if they really fermented it. Maybe the fruit is very mature, but it's good. I really like it.
We are in the Giardini di San Cataldo, which is a beautiful place with a lot of lemon trees, and we are taking our lemon products here in the garden. We're trying the lemon water, the lemon granita. This is gonna be a test for me because I'm Sicilian. We know how to make granita, so I'm very curious if this is good. And they gave us 2 free limoncellos. Start with this, because probably they think I would like the less. Okay. Oh, it's boozy. It's boozy like limoncello. It tastes more like lemon. The taste of lemon is more intense. The granita, it's the final test. Dun 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 dun. Oh, very delicate. It doesn't taste a lot like lemon. I prefer the more intense Sicilian lemons. I am biased, but after this we're gonna go for ice cream in a place called Racchi. The guy who runs the place it's a gelato chef from the north of Italy who moved here and opened the place because he wanted to use the ingredients from here. So I'm super curious to try his ice cream with the Sorrento lemons.
Beautiful place, very refreshing, but we have to run away because...
mosquito. Now I'm like all itchy on my whole legs.
Garden is best with mosquitoes, so you can visit it, you can drink something quickly, but whoa, I challenge you to stay there for more than 10 minutes.
Try the lemon.
Wow. Very sour. Not much sugar. Very intense. This is good. This is definitely best gelato. Very beautiful.
thought my expectations was gonna be let down because I'm like, oh, it's probably just gonna be a pretty touristy place.
I mean, it is pretty, it is tourist, but there's nothing wrong about it.
I thought like, oh, it's nothing special, but it actually is breathtaking, like beautiful. Wherever you look, it's like, oh, nice, oh, nice, oh, nice.
Well, Sorrento, I think it's equivalent of the Sicily's Taormina. It feels a little different, but I think they're on the same level.
Taormina has the Greek theater, there is a plus, but here the scenery is nicer and the tiny streets are, wow, beautiful in both places though. But Jay had her best gelato ever.
Yeah, I can confidently say that. Finally lived up to my expectations.
Now it's time to try the dish that is from Sorrento, which is gnocchi alla sorrentina. So Sorrento style gnocchi, they're called. Tomato, mozzarella, parmesan. It's supposed to be very simple, very good. We saw like one of those places where the waiter is trying to bring you in with a lot of people eating them, a lot of tourists eating. Had a look at the pizza. It looked like a...
No, yeah, it looks really flat. Looks like a frozen one.
It looked like a cookie. It's gonna be so hot. So we know a place. Okay, gnocchi alla sorrentina, tomato, mozzarella, and parmesan. Look at that. Look at the mozzarella. Here you definitely taste the tomato. It's very good, and I love the parmesan crust. The parmesan in the top makes this kind of like a crust. Amazing.
Not what I expected.
Is it bad?
No, it's not bad. But the tomato flavor didn't come through. The homemade tomato sauce would taste a lot better because this doesn't really taste like tomato.
It's ragu. Yeah, maybe there's more meat.
It does taste a bit more like meat. Lacking a bit of tomato, but the gnocchi texture is good.
We like the gnocchi in Sorrento. We had them in a place that it's a bit less touristy than the other ones on the main streets. Still, we felt that they were a bit pricier. We can't imagine how expensive it's gonna be in Amalfi, so we decided to just pack our lunch and take it easy today. Also because between Palermo, Napoli and here, we've been eating out almost every day for weeks and we're really feeling it in our bellies. And we need some genuine home food.
Oh! Do you see? 2 egg yolks, and this one is a tiny one. What the fuck?
We tried to rent a motorbike, but it's a Saturday. It was really difficult to find one. We couldn't. So we're gonna have to do our second part of the Amalfi Coast on public transport. So let's see how that works out.
We took a 50-minute train to Salerno, which is also a great base to explore the Amalfi Coast. Accommodation here is cheaper and the town is very well connected both by ferry and bus with the whole of the Amalfi Coast. Here we bought a 10 euros daily bus pass. Buses run up and down the coast all the time, so it should be pretty easy to visit many towns. Let's start with Vietri.
How walking down this main street of Vietri, where there's like the sort of market, there's some fruit shops, meat shops, fish shops, there's a barber. Each shop has the entrance decorated with ceramics that sort of depicts what's going on in the shop. So you see a barber cutting in the illustration in the barber shop, you see the market life in the fruit and veg shop. Very nice way to use local art to decorate your shop.
The road from Vietri to Maiori is breathtaking. Unfortunately, there are a lot of curves, so if you get a bit motion sick, here's a trick. Look for the Neiguan acupressure point, which is located about 3 fingers below your wrist, in the middle of your forearm. Apply a bit of pressure and it should make things better right away. In Maiori we had time for a quick hike to a viewpoint in the path of the lemons and then we headed straight to Amalfi. But we didn't have much time left and our priority for the day was Ravello, so we rushed up to this little town and we really loved the picturesque streets and Villa Cimbrone. The entrance is 10 euros, but it's totally worth it. This place is just astonishing. Overall, we managed to spend 2 half days in the Amalfi Coast, seeing a lot of beauty for just over 200 euros. So it's definitely possible to do it on a budget, and apart from a bit of sickness, public transport wasn't an issue at all. This was our last video in Italy because we are heading for a year-long trip to China. Subscribe to our channel because we will give you unique insights on how life in China is and how is it like to travel this huge majestic country.